Mike Hunter, and this is a story of how I found God. I grew up kind of Christian home, but we went to church, but really reluctantly, and that's kind of how it was all the way through high school. High school wasn't defined by my church going by any means. It was really sports, mainly basketball, where I really just consumed myself and identified with. My team was good. We won these championships. We did all this national traveling. And it wasn't that I identified myself with that. I identified myself with being a white kid on a predominantly black team at a predominantly white private school. I stuck that to my heart. I was this guy. This was my role. This is what I was supposed to do. People knew who I was. People would congratulate me even if I didn't play. It just fed into my ego, into my heart, into my pride. I got to college thinking, I'm this stud that was on this team that won all these championships, and obviously I'm not. And I realized quickly I'm not the fastest, I'm not the strongest, I can't really jump at all. I was just shaking. I mean, it seems funny to me now how much I really cared about that, but when it happened, I was really devastated. I thank God for these guys in the dorm that really reached out to me, invited me to come eat with them, invited me to church and hang out with them. I did it more out of making them not feel bad about saying if I said no. So it was I didn't really want to, but I was like, okay, well, why not? So I started going to church, but the more I went, the more I felt God, working in my heart, and I found a desire to hear His word more and more. I started going to Bible studies, and I started just looking at it myself, and trying to figure out what this Bible is. I knew it was like a book that had truth and had some sort of inspirational quotes, and all these things that like John 3:16. I knew that, but it's more than that. And I found that it's not just something you can look to when you want an inspirational quote to get a tattoo. It's something that you really need to delve into, and that's the Bible, is the truth. I gave my life to Christ December 4th, 2012. By no means has it been an overnight change. It's not like I woke up the next day like a perfect person. Always want to do the right thing. All my worldly desires were gone, and I just wanted to live for Christ. That wasn't there, and that's what I was expecting. So I got really down on myself about that. Instead of going away from that, instead of just pushing that aside because it wasn't what I expected, I just found myself looking more into God's word. It's just been a journey this past year. On September 15th, at church at the ballpark this past fall, I got baptized. It was really good for me. It was my first public declaration of my faith. It made me realize that what Ephesians chapter 2 says is true. It says that we're God's workmanship. That just resonates really well with me because it's not an overnight change. It's not something you wake up the next day and you're Jesus. It is not that. It's more of you pushing aside all your control and all your desire to control your life and letting God control it and saying, God, I can't do this. I struggle, and I want you to help me. I want you to do it. It's Him taking control of your life and molding it, and shaping it, and giving you a reason to live, and which is ultimately for Jesus. It's ultimately for the Savior who gave His life for us. I'm so thankful for Him and for everything He's done for me in my life.